Okay, I think we are. I think we're live. What's up, everyone? Lorenzo Emanuel here. I hope you guys having a good night. Um, I am so excited. I've been waiting for this live stream for like 2 weeks, probably. I am incredibly excited about this. This is gonna be great. Let me fix the chat box on my screen though, because I need to update the URL here. Let's see, bam, 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 because OBS doesn't do this automatically for some reason. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Maybe I am doing it wrong, but I have to update this every time I launch a new stream, which I mean kind of makes sense. Okay, so that's updated. And now I have to update it in here. Docs. That. YouTube chat. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so that is updated. And oh man, I'm just gonna let this roll for a second, just to allow people to come into the stream. And let's talk about what we're gonna talk about tonight a little bit. We are taking a look at the newest installment in the Albion family from Spitfire Audio, of course, we're talking about, and I'm really excited about this library because as soon as it came out, I really picked it up because it really speaks to my kind of type of composing style in a very roundabout way. I do enjoy the the sounds in this library. I enjoy the pairing, the way the library sort of like the way they thought out the combinations of instruments in there. Very usable, very unique sounding. I can't English tonight. Great. Uh, also, I have this screwdriver here on my desk. I don't know why. Anyway, so Albion Solstice is it still in let's see. Is it still on its introductory price? I don't know. Let's check it out. Because if you guys wanted to pick it up, I think now would be the time. Let me see. Albion Solstice. It is still $349 dollars US dollars if you guys wanted to pick this up. Um, and ooh, it also received a 10 out of 10 excellence award from Music Tech. So I mean, there's that. I don't know if that means anything, to be to be honest. But anyway, so we're talking about that one. I got a piece of music that I wrote about a week ago. Hey Tom, what's up, man? Thanks for popping by. So we are. I'm going to show you the piece. We're going to talk a little bit about the instruments that I used into the piece. This is usually not a format that I do very often. I don't really write a piece and then make a video. I usually just like unpack the library with you guys first time. However, I had to use the library before I came on doing a live stream on this because I needed a couple of sounds from this library. That's another reason why I picked it up, because the movie that I was doing, it required a specific sound, and so like I found that specific sound in this library, and so I decided to sort of like start digging through it. Um, but there's a lot to this library. There's an incredible amount of instruments in this library. So we're gonna talk about the sections. We're gonna talk about the sound. And I'm gonna give you some of my thoughts on the actual sounds and editing and coding of this library, which is something that I believe other YouTubers have touched on, and we're gonna move from there. So I am going to. Should we wait a little bit for more people to come in, or should I just play the piece, and then we're gonna start? I think like we should start right now, because you guys can watch this again, because this is gonna be posted on my channel, so you guys can go and check it out later. But let's let's start, shall we? bam, and there it is. There it is. I had so much fun making this piece. That was it's very rare that I write a piece of music and I'm like, damn, that is cool. You know, I don't know. At least I thought so. At least I thought it was really cool. The one thing that I was not happy about, it's the fact that these strings are so loud right here. These are not actually from Solstice. I am lying to you right now. This is Albion 1. Just because the legato here, it's the Albion 1's legato, it's just amazing. And I needed that specific sound for that passage right there. But so that is the track that I sort of, it really features, most of these instruments are from Solstice. You can see them right here. I have it in the labels right here. You know, most of these, all the choirs are from Solstice. The percussions is from Solstice, with few exceptions. There is an acoustic drum right here that it's actually this guy right here, the studio drummer, Stadium, I believe that it's called. Yes, Stadium kit. And then I got Diva doing a gnarly sub boom bass right here. Why is this so big? Here we go. This is a sine wave that I made. It's a little more aggressive than your usual sine wave. I needed it for a specific thing because the first part of the bass right here, this is actually me playing the bass. It's not a sample. This is me actually slapping it. Is that a thing? I don't think it is. Anyway, and I did record another part of live bass for the second part because I was having so much fun, but I got like a couple of notes wrong, and so like I just muted it and substituted with the Diva sub sign there just for effect purposes. And we got the plucks and all the guitar-ly little, you know, sounds there with Solstice as well. There is a horns and woodwinds right here that it's also, we're gonna go through all these categories in just a second. And then we got also the legato here, which is beautiful, by the way. This we're gonna talk about this when we get there, but listen to this just by itself. So it's got a very, very particular sound that I like. It's very messy. It's very untidy, and with this kind of genre of music, it really resonates with me. It really works. So, and that is basically the green. So the greens are all the strings. This one, it's the choirs. The blue are the percussions. These greens are like ethnic, sort of plucky ethnic stuff. The yellow, it's horns or brass or some sort of, you know, this one is very much like, it's the horns with the saxophones and, you know, basically brass. And then the brown ones are the woodwinds, sort of thing. So in the first part of the piece, there is this incredible patch that Solstice has, which is called the from the host. It's the drone patch from the host category, and we're gonna go and look at all the categories in just a second. But the host is the choir library, which is comprised of main techniques and motors and effects. So I went to the motors and effect, and I selected the drone patch, which is where these sounds are coming from, which is just phenomenal. So if we were to look at it by itself, we have these very interesting textural worlds that we're exploring here. just a really, really great effect. And, you know, it's seamless, and you can obtain something like that in such an incredible and easy way. So that is paired with this patch right here, which comes from the Blag section. The Blag is the, I believe, where is it? The Blackguards, the band. So that has a bunch of different types of instruments. The one that we selected was the main techniques right here, and it sounds a bit like this. So I really selected this one mostly for the accordion sound. By the way, let me do that. So I'll bring down the RAM usage. If you guys didn't know this, if you click on the patch that you want, it's sorry, not the patch, the little symbol right here. It's going to load only the patch that you want, and it's going to unload off of RAM the entirety of the other ones. So, you know, you cut on the RAM usage there. So we're using that sort of accordion sound paired with the ladies drone right here, because the choir, it's only women, by the way. And we obtain a very, I would say probably very Irish folk, Northern English folk, or just in general English folk music. I got inspired by the High Kings, by the way. I'm a big fan of the High Kings. So you get the point. It just, you know, creates that very beautiful texture there on top that just colors the voices that way. So very, very convincing. And then we go into the string. So for this one, I used a patch from the Elders, and it's the low strings. Let's do that as well right here too. This one is from, I think there is two different, yeah, so it's the classic, I think it's the classic octet. Yes, the Elder class. So there's two bands of strings in this library. You get the classic octet, so it's an octet of strings, and I believe they also have so they have like two violas and 3 second violins and something like that. Like there's no contrabass in this one, but it's 8 of them. And then you get the traditional sextet, which is of course 2 players less. Math, yay! And so and then you get the Elder bass, which is the contrabass by itself. So that's a very interesting addition. So you're getting 2 different colors of chamber string orchestra, which is actually incredibly useful to have in your palette if you're building sound, type of sounds. So, by the way, how you guys does it look okay on stream? Because I selected a very high bit rate for streaming. I'm at like 15,000 kilobits per second. Is the image crisp and nice? I mean, it looks like it from where I am. Let me know in chat. Anyway, so the patch that I'm using is the long one, and it sounds like this. Great, thanks, Tom. So the sound of this octet is actually incredibly clean. That's a mistake right here. The dynamic layers also are not bad either. It's decent. It's a very decent sounding chamber feel, and the only processing that I have on this is a little bit of IQ. I had to like boost it a little more. That's a little too much actually for my taste. I don't know why it's not meant. I removed some of those pesky, 230 hertz sort of to make it a little less muddy. And I have a black hole send to my black hole preset, which is taking care of the reverb on this particular one. So that's literally it. That's literally the only processing that I have so far. I didn't even do mixing on this. It's just I did like some mixing on the go. Balancing volumes on the go, but there's not like major compression or limiting or maximizing done. So it's just raw, really. The way I made it, it's the way I'm showing it to you, to my own detriment for probably. Anyway, then we go into the little bridge before the explosive part, which has, again, another type of choir. This one, it's called, if I wrote it correctly, this is the host, Main Techniques. It's the Wavering Patch. And the Wavering Patch is a very interesting sounding patch. Check this out. So it's sort of like morphing pitches as it goes, which gives this very messy feeling that I was actually after, and then we have the very regular, long O infinite. You get the infinite one. There's also the normal one, or natural one rather, which is the one that ends after the breath is over. After the singers are out of breath, it stops the sample. This one just loops it infinitely, so you don't have to worry about the breath. I did this specifically for textural reason, not because I wanted to create like an actual choir piece. Because if you're composing for choir, you need to take in consideration breath. This one is very beautiful sounding choir. Listen to that. Okay, so I want you to listen to that note at the end and tell me if that doesn't sound like the Lord of the Ring. It's mostly because it's only one singer singing in that moment. And so when you have the contrast of having an actual choir singing together, see, you hear multiple voices here, but then that just stands out for some reason. It really does. It's one singer over, 5 or 6 or 7 other singers, but it stands out because the texture of the voice is so different from an actual ensemble of voices. It really stands out. I love this patch. They really did a good job with the choir on this library. I have no major complaint on this one. I will have complaints later, but let me start with the good news first, with the good things about this library first. I don't want to ruin it. And then we got Oh, we got males? Really? I forgot about the males. I guess it's like female but pitched down or something. Yeah, it's definitely pitched down, which is fine. It creates an interesting sort of texture on that one. And this is what came out. I'm using the high notes on that choir. Just sounds so good. So, yeah. Okay, so now that's the choir side of it, and was playing alongside with the, you know, the longs here, the strings. And then we go into the more, you know, meat and potatoes of the library, which is these guys right here. So from the Blag section, which is basically, again, like I said, the Blackguards, the band, we went with the plucked patch right here on the harmonics plaques, which sounds really beautiful. It has this very beautiful property to it that oh, what's up? Sorry, I'm reading. Tom's, I'm reading your message right now. The chat showing in the center of your cast and seems to remain there. It would look having it go away after a few. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to do that actually, to make the chat sort of scroll, and I haven't figured that out yet. So for now, it's kind of like stuck there. I'm sorry about that. I can make it a little smaller so it doesn't bother you guys. But yes, I'm trying to figure that out too. I think there is a way to do it, and I just don't know how to do it. Anyway, get in there, guys. So anyway, so we got this beautiful. Just sounds really, really, really nice, and then we go to a more aggressive part of the Blag, which is the long. Plucked. So it's the same patch, but instead of being harmonics, it's the actual open string ones. So very beautiful sound. I think this is a mountain dulcimer mixed with like some sort of it sounds like an harp. Yeah, it's definitely either a dulcimer or a what is that? The thing that you hit with the hammers, a zither or something. Anyway, the point is, it's the combination. It's really creating this beautiful contrast between the warmth of the harp and the stingy, the twanginess of that hammer. On that string, which is really, really nice. So, and I use that to create these very beautiful strums sort of thing. Thomas, how are you doing? Thomas J. Peters, thanks for joining the chat. This is awesome, Lorenzo. Just picked up this library myself today. Thanks for the review. My pleasure, my dude. My pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us and you know, sticking around. Hope you guys enjoy this day. Anyway, so let's listen to. Why am I? By the way, why am I on loop mode here? Get that out of my face. So we have these strums right here. Very simple, like 3 notes, sort of fifth, to give it a nice little strumming property to it, to the whole beginning. And then we reinforce that with the nurse patch. Now the nurse is, or Norse, or whatever you pronounce that. Anyway, the Norse is, I'm gonna say it like it's some sort of ethnic thing, like Norse, something. That is gonna be the nursery. Never mind, it's nurse. Bells and mallets. Now listen to this. How beautiful is the sound? I think this is a Celeste with a glockenspiel and a vibraphone. And it creates this very magical sound that I absolutely love. Very, very usable, very beautiful in many different ways. You can do a lot of stuff with this kind of stuff. So I use this one to also highlight a little bit of a strumming. Yeah, that just works wonders. Thomas, love it. Oh man, so happy to pick this up. Man, I'm happy you did. You know, if you make this kind of music, if you like to have the sort of the colors in your palette, this library, it's very much like a no-brainer. And it's still in the introductory price, so if you guys want to pick it up, now is the time. However, do not expect this library to function as a primary, and this is my main complaint about this. I guess I'm going to talk about it now. Do not expect this library to become your primary legato main section library for strings, because, or for any other instruments really, because the legato in this library is not, it's not very good. I don't know how else to put it in a nicer way. It's just not a good legato. You would think that Spitfire, after you know Spitfire it has become quite industry standard at this point. And you know, I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, Spitfire Audio is much more than a household name at this point. Like, they're a leader in the industry of sample libraries, and I feel like they have produced some of the best libraries in the world, honestly. Like, if you listen to Albion 3 Iceni, I believe, the legato, the low string legatos in that library, I'm confusing myself, but like the high string in Albion 1, the legato in Albion 1, the horns in Albion 1, they are among my go-to libraries for legato. Like, no questions about it. It's like they know how to do legato very well. They understand the scripting and the coding and the editing that goes behind making legato. And so that's why when they make this, I feel a little betrayed, in a sense. I'm expecting an octet to do a legato like an octet does a legato, and it just doesn't deliver. We're gonna look at it in a second. Let me go through this, and then I'm gonna talk about specifically the patches that I had a problem with, if I remember what they are. Because I probably should have put a note down at some point, but at this point, honestly, the goods, and this, I want to be very clear about this, the goods, the positives about this libraries greatly overthrow the negatives. If you take this library for what it is, which is a added textural palette to your already existing color case. This is not going to substitute any main library that you've been using for orchestral purposes. This is only going to add colors to what you already have, your fundamentals. So if you have Cinematic Studio Strings for your all-purpose strings, this library is not going to remove that. If you have Spitfire Audio chamber strings, this library is not going to take that away. In fact, it's probably going to make you want to go back to it even harder, because just it is what it is. So I treat this library for what it is, essentially, which is just an add-on to what I already have in my library. Okay, so without further ado, let's move. The last one that I have here for this mayhem of Plux stuff is from the Gut Circle, which is acoustic. Thomas, yes, indeed, I agree. I agree too, man. I agree with me too. So I got this beautiful little thing, which is from the acoustic, and this one has acoustic guitars in it as well. So there's definitely a charango. I can hear a charango or a mandolin in there. So, very beautiful. You can hear the acoustic guitar there. So very, very interesting texture there. And again, all these combinations, they work really, really well together. But when you put them together, they become very interesting. Check this out. Then we have the other part right there, but that's basically, you have this beautiful texture, this beautiful fabric of these plucks and metals and acoustic instruments and string instruments that just really, really come together. So this library is very good at giving you that accent in your color palette. So very, very nice, very well done, Spitfire Audio on that side. Let's move to the percussion side. I've used, I don't know why this one wasn't used. Apparently I didn't use that one. But anyway, I used the Mard, which is, if I were to guess, it's probably it's something to do with Marauders or something. Yes, there it is. Marauders percussion. So in the Marauders percussion section, you get 3 patches plus the Visitor, which is, I believe it's also a drums of some sort, of some kind of drums. And you get the grooves, the kits, the snare kit, and then the Visitor. In this case, we went with the kit. Very short kit. It's a very interesting kit. I gotta be honest, not my favorite layout of sounds. They don't really work together very well, but if you take few here and there out of that, you can actually make something a little more cohesive. I'm sure whoever put this patch together had something very, very clear in mind. It just doesn't really translate with other people very well, which is fine, you know, like that's not necessarily a criticism at all. But the way I used this was in this fashion. In the piece, you have also this patch right here. And this is from the snare kit. And all it's doing, it's this. It's basically just random metal and metal jars and things, basically, and dishes. So that's what's happening here with the percussions. And then on the second movement here, we enter with, I think, again, another snare kit. Yes, another snare kit doing something a little different. Oh, geez. Reinforcing a little bit the downbeat on the drums. Yep. Yeah, so very interesting how they call it the snare kit, but it has like kick sounds in there, which is not necessarily a kick. They probably made it out of a snare drum, but it's a very interesting naming nomenclature that they chose. So this is the end result here. Anyway, so and I sort of like loop that, and that's sort of carrying the essence of the entire piece, basically the rhythmic essence. And then we go down to the strings. So right now we are going into the high string territory, and with this one specifically, we are looking at the octet. I think I only used the octet on this one. We're using the long ones because they're just very, very usable. They sound amazing. Just helping that harmonic structure to come to life a little bit. There's a mistake there. I caught you. Oh, dear. You. How dare you. And so that's what's going on there. And then we have the spiccati section of the same patch, the Elder Octet, and those are doing fun stuff here in the back. I used a pretty heavy EQ on this one. Just wanted to make sure that it was as out of the way as possible. That. So it's kind of a beautiful thing, a beautiful sound. If really, like, it caught my attention right away. So if you are looking for some like very intimate sort of sound for your spiccato, some very small sound for your spiccato, it works really well. So that's what's happening on the spiccato level. And then we have the low string spiccato. So I did some low notes in there. Cellos and violas mostly. And then we have the bass as well on the spiccato. I believe that's a spiccato, not a pizzicato. It's a staccato. Beautiful. And then we enter with another instance of high string doing what the violas and the strings, the second violins would be doing. So, very cool. The sound of this entire octet playing together, it's actually very satisfying. Very, very, very satisfying. I find it very usable in many, many contexts. It's got a very nice bite, but also a really beautiful body to it. And it's not like a... It's not like a hollow sound. It's a very full sound, and I like it. You can feel the strings rubbing on that, the bow, threads rubbing on that string, like very, very distinctly. The definition is quite something on this one. I really enjoy this one. And then we have, I got a drum set in there and a diva patch and my bass recorded. So all together you obtain. Oh, we need to talk about these two at the end here. Almost forgot the mist. Now the mist is, why do my contact patches start like on all the way there on the other screen? I don't understand. The mist is the mystics. They're the pipes, and you get only one patch, which is the main technique. And this is a legato. So I'm actually selected on 2 here, but the legato is this one. So I don't know if you can hear this, but there is a sucking effect when you change the note. Check this out. There's like a suck back. There's like a swallowing of the sound. Now, if you hear a flute doing a legato, they will do na 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 na. The sound will will stay tenuto. That's how you would say it in Italian, tenuto, which is like a legato, which just stays. And this one interrupts every time you change a note. Now, from the perspective of Spitfire Audio, this is what they've been able to come up with in terms of legato. I have a very strong frequency here cut on these ones. That is one of the most beautiful legato I've ever heard, period. And yet, they do this. Now, if I have to take, because the you know what, the reverb, it's fixing a lot of the problems, but let me take the reverb off. It's a little messy. Maybe it's intentional, and if it is intentional, great. Like you achieved the intention that you wanted to make it like sort of weird. But like in terms of legato quality, this is. There are some noise artifacts in there, some like guttural sort of change notes sounds that are actually pretty nice. I can get behind those. The sound, and this is the thing, the sound is gorgeous. The combination of instruments there, really, really, really gorgeous. I love the sound of those. It's just the legato, it's a little. Anyway, so we're getting that one, and we are pairing it with another patch, or I should say, not another patch, another articulation of the same patch, which is the gliss up. Beautiful, beautiful textural sound. Beautiful effect. And so what I did in this one, I matched the two. Hello, there we go. I matched the two, and I just played one patch, and then I removed the notes that I wanted. And what you come out with is this beautiful little the technique to make an instrument sound as realistic as possible. Now, remember, I wanted a sound that was messy because it's an ensemble of players that are playing different flute instruments, different woodwinds. So I didn't want that to sound neat and polished. I wanted to sound messy, and that delivers exactly what I wanted to do in that. And then there is the call, which is the section of brass, the collars. And you get 4 patches on here. You get the main techniques, effects, evos, and motors. We're going to get into the evos in a little bit because there is a whole world into the evos that it's insane. This is what Spitfire Audio is very good at doing. Evos, these very evolving textural sounds are just glorious and very usable. But this patch right here specifically, it's the legato. Again, once more, we're doing that melody. Now, as a principle, I just don't like the way a saxophone and a horn sound together. The saxophone has this sound of a very sort of like farty sound. It's got this like little fart noises at the end of like some of the exchanges, which is totally not what it is. It's just like it's like the heavy resonances of the brass that just like make it growl, make it sort of cuivre a lot in terms of like the way it sounds, but I just don't like it with. This is the only combination of sound that I just can't get behind. I don't like the sound of it. I don't like the way it was implemented. I do not like the legato of this. They kept the noises of the buttons being pressed, which I appreciate. So I would use this patch very much like in combination with something else, but never by itself. I don't know why somebody's who is. I don't care. Bye. So I just wouldn't. I would never use this by itself. So I used it with the mysticals or the mysticists, whatever that section is called, to emphasize the melody line on that section. So I gave it like the octave below to reinforce that melody line. And that is really the extent of Solstice that I used on this track. Let's listen it when it comes all together one more time. I had so much fun with the bass here. Ooh, the diva. Sorry, I had it unsoloed. So I actually want to turn down. I want to turn down this track right here. I realize I've been turning down this one, but that's not the one that I want to turn out. This is the one that I want to turn out because those high strings are way too overpowering. So, very, very fun track. I absolutely loved making this one. So the beginning of this was very interesting because I started messing around with the choirs. I knew I wanted to start with the choirs, and I found this patch that we talked about earlier, and I just absolutely fell in love with this. It's beautiful. It's like 4 or 5 singers. It's no more than that. And that accordion is so spot on, in my opinion. Oh my god. I just have to mix it properly because it's not mixed very well. And those wavering pitch wavers there are just so beautiful. So insane stuff you can achieve with this library. That much is it's clear. You have a beautiful palette of colors at your disposal. Now this is just one very tiny, you know, very tiny segment of what you can achieve with this library in terms of the sounds that you're allowed to have. And let's go and look into a little more, you know, a little more in depth what you actually get with this library. So when you open the library, the first thing you see it's the three main folders, which are the cassette orchestra, which is a whole world in and of itself. The drone grid, which is also very fun, just like any Evo, that Spitfire has ever done. It comes into this beautiful UI that sort of we all know, but it's basically that we can randomize things, and you can choose which you can randomize. You can randomize just the elders, randomize just the elders. So you get these beautiful sounds, right? Like that. I'm going to randomize again. The releases are a little... This is something that I've always had a problem with, especially recently with recent libraries from Spitfire. Good thing they give us an ADSR. I mean, these are really not made to change chords and do chord progression with it. These are made to do this. And you have these beautiful colors that just work so well. And right now I'm randomizing only in the elders category, which is just the strings. That is basically a cue right there. Very, very usable. Let's go between the callers and the mystics. So now we open ourselves to the next section right here. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Let me go to where is it? I'm gonna reactivate this, by the way, and I'm gonna go to the actual patch. I'm gonna put some black hole on this. And I'm going to randomize again. Oh, that was beautiful. That's awesome. Yeah, that's very, very well done. Let's do one more time. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go and randomize on the band side. Let's do this one. Ooh. It's definitely electric guitars. See, you press 4 notes here, and you have a cue instantly. It's quite remarkable what you can achieve with this kind of technology. I'm gonna do the blackguards. Let's move on. You know, you can have a combination of all of them if you wanted to. You don't have to go like section by section like I'm doing. Yeah, so you get the point with the Evo. It's very much textural, very much you know, you get to choose what you want to do, what kind of sounds you want to get out of. You can program it yourself if you so choose. And then you have the third folder, which is the Solstice Orchestra, which contains all the sections, and then the individual articulation also subdivided by their proper subfolder there. And so let's take a look at the cassette orchestra, because out of all the things that I've seen, this one is the least that I've explored. So we get the cassette, the classic. Ooh, it's an Indiana engine. Very interesting. Okay. So this is probably going to be like something very, mangled. And we have presets here. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. Well, that is a lot of presets. I'm not going to, I don't think I can go through all of them. We'll go through some of them. What do you have here? Here we have nothing. There's no sound on this one. Beautiful. Okay, well, good to know that some of these don't actually sound like anything. Oh, here we go. Okay, that sounded remarkably like the first one. Ah, there we go. Very cool, very cool. Let's do distress signal. I like that name. Ooh. I like the pattern. I like it. This is cool. Fake tremolo. Nothing on this one. There's got to be some problem here that I'm probably not doing something right. Filthy pulse. Okay. Very interesting. Let's do filthy vox. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I like it. I like the grit. Forgotten 80s arcade machine. Very interesting sound. Forlorn. Yeah, forlorn. Oh dear. Oh, that hurts my ears. We got industrial wind, and then we're moving forward. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, so we know what this is going to be about. Then we got the traditionals, which is probably again still the same idea. Yeah, so these are just like sound sources. I think, and then the visitors or the visitor. Okay, so the cassette orchestra is very much more like sound designy sort of thing. Let's move to the meat and potato of the library, which is the Solstice Orchestra. Now, the first thing that we're going to have is the Elders, which is divided in classic octet, traditional sextet, and the Elders bass, which we already talked about. Let's look at the main technique. Let's go through the patches. We know about the legato. Now, let's talk about this legato for a second. I love the little slur at low velocities, okay? Not unlike the, you know, where is it? The cinematic studio strings, okay? Cinematic studio strings, you have, oh wow, this is taking forever to load. Come on. What is happening? The cinematic studio strings, you have now, granted, this is a bigger, slightly bigger band, but I'm talking about the quality of the legato. Why does it suck back? Why does there's like that little release thing that it's so annoying. It's like, no. It's not noticeable here, but when you go intervals, yeah. Why? I mean, I I can probably think of like actually no, I can't think of a scenario where this would be helpful, but maybe, I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm just, why? Why do you do this to me, Spitfire? How hard is that? I mean, it's probably very hard, but that's natural. When you change note, the sound continues. That's how an orchestra plays. And I get it. I get it. This is a very different purpose band. This is, you know, they're not doing like lyrical, orchestral, cinematic legatos here. It's like there's these tiny little dips in volume between notes that I just, this is the same company that gave us this. Man, the EQ on this thing is so savage. It's killing the strings right here. It's insane, bro. Chill out, dude. I gotta also, this is way too much, man. I'm realizing right now. Like, so much life, so much realism, so much, like, great sounding stuff. And again, this is Albion 1. There's probably like 100 players. I get it. Okay, I get it. It's a different purpose. But like, you guys know how to deliver legato. You guys know how to do it properly. The sound is beautiful, but it's just they're like these little technicalities that just like I can't stand by. Like I don't I would never use, like this patch right here, it's as good as dead because I will never be using that legato. What I will be using is this, the long. This makes sense. But even then, you hear that? Like there's the little dip in volume. And usually, I mean, they give you a release thing right here. But this is useless. Like, look at this. It's very subtle and minimal. You can't, like, that's, I don't know. I almost feel like they're trying to simulate like how the real orchestra behaves in terms of like when they stop, they stop. There's no like sound, you know, tailing behind that. But in terms of virtual instruments, you know, you can't not allow players to utilize the sound in a more legato, more VST, more machine sort of way of playing, because that's how the realism is achieved in mock-ups. It's through those sort of means. It's through hacking the way real musicians play, the feel of the continuing of the note. So I mean, not including a release slider that actually does something instead of this little pathetic excuse of a release slider, which does absolutely nothing. Like, you have to give that option. You have to give that option because the sound is so good. Now, I can probably kill this with a little bit of reverb. If I go a little more heavy on the reverb here, it solves the problem, right? It solves the problem, but it's something I have to do. It's extra time that I have to put into. See, if we drown this in reverb, it works, and the sound is beautiful. The dynamics are believable. You have to move your slider a little more aggressively than other libraries, but you know, essentially we're there. But the sound of this library is what really sold it for me. It's a beautiful sounding band. It's been sampled really, really well. Now, on the long hairpin, which is a very interesting sound. Very interesting. If I take the reverb off here entirely, very interesting. What's the difference? Okay. Okay, it's a little more hollow. I like that. And then we got the long consordino. Yeah, very nice. Circular. Oh, I bet you know this is them going with like this the bow. They go like this on the string. I bet that's what it is. Okay, okay. Very nice textural color there. Sul Pont. They're very good at doing these ones. It's beautiful sound. Let me go back onto a little bit of reverb in there. Go sul tasto. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's such a beautiful sound. Ah, the dip in volume. Come on. Pisses me off, man. Sinister. Beautiful. I love it. I love that very, like, that scratchy property to it. Oh. We have Malevolent. Okay, that's a very interesting sound. Then we got trills. Very unorganized trills. I like it. Very nice. That's beautiful. Minor. Spiccato. Very convincing. I like it. Then we got the staccato con sordino. That's what I would use them for. Something like that. Marcato. I like that they stop shorter. You can sort of control the marcato being a little more quick about it. But then you can dig in. This is nice. This is very usable. Very usable marcato, actually. Love it. And then the pizzicato. That's really nice. It's a little short, a little tight, but I guess it is the style. We have the usual collegium. All right, let's look at the effects. I'm going to go a little faster because there's a lot to go through here. Very nice, very nice. We got the glissando down and then the glissando up. Very nice. And then we got the bends, major third. Okay, okay. I like that. And then we got the effects. We got clusters. Okay, very interesting effects. Yeah, not opposed. Then we have the Evos, of course. They are specific patches. This is called Disturbed. I used my pedal there, but again, the releases are so tight that you can't really use this as a nice pad. You just kind of have to press one note down and hold it for the whole time. Trembling, Evo 2. Sound is beautiful. Sound really is great. What do we got here? Boo 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 boo. There it is. Then we got Evo 3 Quiver. Beautiful sound. I absolutely love it. Very, very good. Very suggestive. Very evocative. Evo 4, this is Unsteady. Did I read that right? I think so. Let's see where this goes. Okay, very, very good. Flickering. Oh, I love this one. That's a beautiful one. That's a cue right there, by the way. Like, this is how simple this is the strength the Spitfire libraries have. It's like to really create these soundscapes that are usable. They're very, very usable in so many contexts. This is Hesitant, the last one. Very beautiful, very, very pretty. And then we got the motors, and the motors have they're very, you know, simple to understand. They're basically tempo locked, you know, motions. Very self-explanatory. We got the 110, which is, it's a little different. It's a little more aggressive. Yeah, that's nice. Very, very nice on the classic octet. Let's go to the sextet. We have very similar folder structure, and we're gonna go into the actual let's see, articulations here are a little different. They look a little different at least. So we got the legato. Let's see. Ah. The sound is beautiful, but that legato is absolute crap. For my uses, it's just not usable. I'm sorry. It's not usable at all. This is a lot better. This is a lot better. And then we got the long combo. It's a good sound too. We got the long artisan. It's got some noises in there, some artifacts in there. Long artisan infinite. I had to yawn, but I kind of suppressed the yawn. It was a legitimate yawn. It wasn't actually like the library is making me bored. It's just like I'm tired. Tremolo, and then it got the tremolo scattered, which is interesting. Usable, actually. This is very interesting. I like that sound. Sul ponticello. Very good. It's got that nice little resonance there. And then we have sul tasto. Beautiful sound. Spitfire does these very well. Flautando cold also. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, they are slightly different, but like very, very subtly different. It's a flautando warm. And then we have harmonics. All right, very well. And then we got the short techniques, so they have to split the in two patches, apparently. Short techniques, we got the crescendo. Okay, okay. Then we got the spiccato, brushed. Let me take some of that reverb away. Very beautiful. Brushed spiccato, and then we got the pointed spiccato. Okay, very nice. Spiccato ricochet. Okay, I don't understand that sound. I don't really like it. little short, but I guess that's the point. Pizzicato loose. So a little more human there. Pizzicato torn. Oh my goodness, I broke a bunch of strings. This is the beauty of sampling, that you have sounds. Sorry, I didn't realize my photo was covering the entirety of the UI. I am so sorry. I'm gonna, in fact, you know what? I'm gonna take chat out of the way here. That way you don't have to see that. The beauty of sampling. You can break an instrument and then you can break it for the rest of your life, because you get that sound sampled. And then you con legno. Oh wow, they have a lot of delay. Wow, interesting. Okay, so then we got the Evos, which are bound to be incredible. We got the cellular D combo. Interesting. Not sure why we need another long. Or maybe I should keep it down a little more. It's not evolving. This is not an Evo. This shouldn't be here. I don't know why it's here. Cellular D. Okay, see, that's an Evo. Okay, that's very, very nice. Then we get a cellular G combo. Interesting, interesting. Cellular G. Whoa. Very cool, very cool. And then we have the Evo 1 unstable. Awesome. Shaken. Beautiful. I like that one. Fractured. Okay, okay, very nice. And that goes for the Evos. And then we got the effects and motors, which is, very self-explanatory. We got some Sforzando. Very folk, very, very on brand with this type of library. I like that one. And then we have the FX Glissando up. Very nice. We could do some cool stuff with that. And then Glissando up 5th. Very folk. Yeah, that's very much on brand. An octave. And then we have the clusters. Very nice. Very nice. Rosen. Ooh. I like it. I like it. I like it a ton. And then the motors. It's the 5th. Okay. And then we have the motor's 16th note. Okay. Sounds like they have Sordino on. And then the triplets on that one. And that wraps it for the the Elder classical and traditional, and then we got the bass, and the bass has got everything into one patch, I believe. So this is the contrabass. So very warm contrabass. That was the legato, which is basically useless. Long. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, so that is a very particular sound. I don't actually dislike it. This is harmonics. Oh, that's beautiful. Very, very nice. We go the rosin on this one. Rosin. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is great. Sul Ponticello. I like it. Sul Tasto. So warm. You could do a lot of stuff with that. And then we got a staccato. Yeah, okay. Usable for giving a little bit of that like nice edge. And then the pizzicatos, of course. Very short spiccatos in this library. Maybe that's intentional. Colegno. Yeah, you don't let the string ring that much. And then the Bartok. Breaking strings. Beautiful. So that wraps it for the Elders. Then we have the brass and woodwinds, which we looked briefly earlier on the main techniques. Legato, of course, that's what we're doing. We were doing earlier on the piece. I mean, sounds all right. Just can't get behind that saxophone and the horn together. Okay. Flutter tongue. That's nice. We have overblown. Oh, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Spoken. Whoa. Okay. And then we have tremolo scattered. Interesting. Marcato. Very usable marcatos too. I love the marcatos in this library. Very nice. Very nice. Sounds all right. The effects category has the rips. Nice. Falls. Okay. Nice. Just air going through the pipes. Whispers. Interesting. Chatter. That's so interesting. Key noise. Interesting. That's more like for sound design purposes, I feel like. Hevos. let's look at the Evos here. We got Evo 1 Sorrow. We got Turbulent. Oh, I skipped one. Divided. Turbulent. Turbulent. I like it. Cacophony. Meandering. I think that's what it is. Okay. Shaken. Okay. And then we got our classic motors, which is this thing that... They seem to sync up. They're basically the same. Yeah. So that's for the collars. Then the Mystics, we only have one patch, thank God. Okay. Very nice. Longs. Beautiful sound. Long combo, which changes very little. Staccato. This sounds very much like one of those, like, you know, like those automatic sound, like cartoon machines there. Sounds like the train. Staccatissimo. We get the overblown. Ooh, I like that one. Love it. Trill. I like it. Wavering. And then flicker. Okay, I like it. And then we have the Glissando, which is what I was using right here. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we have the Blaggards. We got main techniques. That's a big one. Okay. Long combo. I don't know what the difference is, but it sounds the same. Tremolo. The accordion doesn't seem to stop. Doesn't seem to want to do the staccato. Now it does it. Okay. Ooh, drones. This is a new category. Okay. I love drones. This is great. This is really good. They're just awesome drones. I love it. Ooh, we have a hurdy-gurdy. The drones of the hurdy-gurdy. Beautiful, beautiful. works like a charm. Staccato. Staccatos never seem to want to stop. There's like a... It's almost like a string there. Some sort of strings. I don't know. Anyway. So the bellow instrument. Staccatissimo. And then the plucks, which we used a bunch. Beautiful. Beautiful sound. And then we have the tremolos, which I don't know how it works. Oh, interesting. Ah, he's taking his jolly time. And then the harmonics, which is one of my favorite sounds in the whole library. It's almost like a carry-on, like a music box. All right, the blackguards are done. Then we got the host, which is also an incredible section. And we are greeted with the wavering, which is what we've used. Also with the note dip between notes. Beautiful. They have this beautiful characteristic to their voice that really makes it stand out, honestly. This is just an ah, then we have an eh. Not bad. I love them. Especially if you drench them in... Very good. And the natural, of course, is the one that, like, after the breath is finished, they cut the sound. And it goes in for all the vowels. And then the motors and the effects are really, really pretty. You get this beautiful na-na-na-na. Have to change chords after a while. Wiccan Gliss? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, okay. And then the drones, which is the one we were using. basically. And then Song Bath. Now, this is beautiful. They have advertised this, and for a reason. It's mesmerizing. Like, I'm lost into this. I'm so lost into this. And there's like several of these. So these are probably just like they gave him like a note and they're like, all right, you sing and interact with each other, sort of like take feedback from each other. That's what it feels like. And it's just so pretty. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful concept. Then we get the Generator Trio, which is guitars, I'm assuming, electric guitars. This is more of a... This is very post-apocalyptic in a sense, very dystopian sounding. Yeah, very, very nice to play with. Nice. Ooh, this is the bow. Beautiful sound. Harmonics. Beautiful. Staccatos. Okay, okay, I can get behind that. Spiccato. That's a cue. That's a cue right there on a sci-fi movie. Wave. Ooh. What is this? I love it. I love the sound. Now, let's see the Evos here. Beautiful. I really love that one. Shiver. Lament. That's so angry. Oh, that is so dystopian. It's like, ooh. Oh, I love this one. Whoa. I love those harmonics and oh man, this is great. This is very good. Very good. I'm just half-assing it right now, but beautiful. beautiful sounding guitar. I'll use the pedal here. Very cool. Oh, very nice. Okay, as nice as the sound, the first instinct that I have, it's when I need something like this, when I need a sound like this, it's to pick up my guitar. It's just, it's so much easier for me to do exactly the pattern that I want, because there is nothing out there that really allows me to create that guitar pattern that I want, and therefore justify using that patch. So I'm probably never going to use this, but it is a cool sound. I'm sure some people will use this. I'm just not that interested in that. Let's look at the gut circle, which is the, I think it's a acoustic instruments instead of electrics. We looked at this before. We have the tremolo slow. Sounds beautiful. Tremolo fast. And then scattered. Just random notes. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a video game called Insurgency Sandstorms. It starts very similar to this. The main menu starts very similar to this. I mean, not the music, but the concept of like having these instruments coming in excuse me, very random time. And motors. Oh, there's a ton of motors here. Strum. Yeah, but is that really how I have to change it? I wish this could change the note. If I could have this in every note, that would be sweet. This is the sickest strum ever. Oh, beautiful note. Why do I only have it in one note? Come on, Spitfire. What is happening here? How is this useful? You're just teasing people with this beautiful sounding strumming, and you like. Do you really want me to like pitch the sample? Like, come on, sample the whole damn, at least like from one C to the other C. Come on, like, what? Such a beautiful strum. Okay, we got D and we got A. Okay, we got root of D and root of A. Cool. Where's the other notes? Where's the other chords? It's a beautiful sound. It's such a beautiful sound, and you don't give me all the other notes. Come on. This is pissing me off to no end. This is pissing me off right now, because that's the most beautiful strumming sound. Freaking what a missed opportunity, Spitfire. What a missed opportunity. Okay, so we got the nursery. Beautiful. What a fantastic sound. What a beautiful sound. It's a perfect sound. This is beautiful. Bowed. Oh, so good. So beautiful. Tremolo bowed? What a beautiful texture. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. I don't know about usable, the last one, but beautiful. Okay, we got motors. Very, very typical. Okay. Let's move on to the last one for tonight. The Marauders percussion. And let's start with the grooves. Let me reduce the... Oh, I like this one. Let's do this. I'm gonna jam with it. That's nice. That's nice. I like that rhythm. Oh. Oh my God, this is awesome. Wow, that's beautiful grooves. Beautiful grooves. Okay, so this is the actual, the one we were looking at it earlier. Totally not what it's meant to do, but it sounds cool though. The snare kit, this is a little bigger one, I think. This is random stuff. Well, the interface is a little messed up here. Let's reload it. There we go. Yeah, so very nice little noises that are pretty useful, actually. Interesting grooves, for sure. The V's, let's see. Ooh. Okay. Got the high pre snakes. So these are just like iteration of the same samples. Okay, I get it. Okay, yes. I mean, they are interesting in their own right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. This is Solstice. And my final thoughts on this, and then I'll close. Is Albion Solstice worth the money? I think that was the biggest topic in the forums. Yes, definitely. I don't think there is. There are very, very, very few libraries out there that are not worth the money. And I always say this in every single one of my videos when I review libraries. Libraries are tools that are there to enhance the colors that you have in your palette. Everyone usually has their own favorite as their foundational libraries, but most of the times, the vast majorities of libraries that you will buy in your career are libraries to fill and to enhance your colors that you already have, to allow to write ideas that comes to your mind, the sounds that come to your mind. That's what a sample library should do. This library does exactly that. So I think that yes, this is a library that it's worth buying. Are there negatives? Yes, there of course. You've heard me complain about a couple of things about legato, about the release triggers, the release faders. They're just virtually useless and probably on purpose. But again, you have to give that option to the people. It's gotta be there. There's gotta be an option there. And is this library worth even the $449 that it will cost eventually once that intro sale hits? Yes. Albion libraries have been always a very, very good deal. They've always been incredibly powerful. In fact, I'm going to take that out. In fact, there is a reason why one of the libraries that everyone advises beginning composers to get, it's Albion 1. Because truly Albion 1 is that library that allows you to get that industry standard sound of a big sampled orchestra right off the bat, and you have everything that you need to start with. So continuing on that legacy, I think Spitfire Audio delivered again with this iteration of Albion, which is incredibly filled with colors and textures. This is not a main library. And by main, I mean this is not a library that it's going to allow you to write legato passages like any other libraries out there of equal cost. Okay? But what this library is going to allow you to do is make your pieces of music a lot more unique by introducing these very strange and fun colors to your palette. Anyway, there's only so many times that I can say the word palette before I fall asleep on on it. So let's end the stream here. I am so grateful for you, for all the ones that have been and watched my stream. Thank you so much for popping by. This is this stream right here. You guys are going to see it on my page because I think it's gonna get uploaded as well. So anyway, leave in the comment what you guys thought about the library, what you guys thought about the piece of the music, you know, the various patches that we've been through, and we will catch you next time to the next one, to the next video. Thank you guys so much. Good night.